Just helps reinforce the hate. It just pushes everybody apart because, you know, when I see something, I'm not talking to a person.
Facebook's mission is all about giving people a voice and bringing people closer together. Those are democratic values, and we're proud of them.
Let's talk about people that are disconnected from actual humans, but connected to them in a cyber way.
Yeah.
We're kind of feeding ourselves our own shit all day long in social media, so I'm actually taking a little bit of a break for the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. It is toxic. People are so mean and gross.
It's mean, you know, people don't have to be accountable for anything anymore.
It really has to change. It's this, you know, silly game where we're all caught up, and the only thing is, like, us getting up, like, whoever, you know, me pushing my own self, and, you know, it's all ego and all this shit, like, our whole world's, like, twisted. And the fact of the matter is...
It's they're addicts. They're straight up junkies. They're getting that little tweak, that little rush of anticipation.
Dopamine, right? The dopamine if they get an email or text.
No matter what we do, 1 billion people's minds are jacked into an environment that a handful of technology companies make.
And I made some decisions on the next steps that we're going to be taking, and I want to share those with you now.
There's normalcy now in people that put on their Facebook pages that everyone on the other side is completely evil. All of us have experienced the level of hatred and the trolls that, you know, our tolerance for that has just become so much greater.
And you're, like, talking about another person, and you're, like, trying to bring people down. It's just this disease that's infecting our whole country.
But do you
if you look, if you look out on the internet, and you see how mean and cruel people are.
It filters down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission for other people to do the same thing.
Micro-targeting individual voters in individual swing districts. Wow. Shaping their opinion, psychological warfare on a grand scale. They conducted the largest psychological warfare campaign in history, and they won.
They have a high rate of success.
They have a very high rate of success.
And we don't know how to stop.
And we don't know how to stop it, and the people who do it never get punished.
Fuck.
I don't want anyone to use our tools to undermine democracy. That's not what we stand for.
Despair is one of the scariest words.
Right?
Despair.
Yeah.
When you hear about someone like despair and lonely.
New numbers out from the CDC show about 1 in 8 Americans over age 12 reports taking antidepressants. That's a 65% increase between 1999 and 2014.
If we're not really connected to each other, we're going to be freaked out. We're not going to be okay. And, you know, I really believe that this really drives a lot of the internal struggle we have.
Loneliness might be a bigger health risk than smoking or obesity. Whoa, that's dark, dude.
Barack Obama will ruin this country, and white people will be in concentration camps. And if you don't believe white people can't be in concentration camps, people are sadly mistaken.
We're not non-violent. We'll fucking kill these people if we have to.
It's a race war you're talking about, essentially.
Very much so.
Every culture ultimately comes up against the limits of growth and either dies off or reinvents itself in a way that's sustainable.
I want you to look into your crystal ball and tell me, from your point of view, what the future looks like.
We've put together a little bit of computer animation to show you the layout. This is at the southern end of Las Vegas. There's the Mandalay Bay. 32nd floor is the suite he rented.
Are we more likely to have come together? Will we have sought common ground?
I think that we're going to be just as divided. I'm even fearing civil war. Anyways.
Okay, you all are nodding your head. She says, I fear a civil war, and you all are nodding your heads?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to continue on this track of being
not
divided.
hearing each other, being divided.
I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Really?
The basis of nature is cooperation and democracy. It's in our DNA.
We're not fast, we're not strong, we don't have big fangs, we don't have the muscle mass that our primate relatives have. What we have is the ability to cooperate and to take care of others. Sympathy is the strongest instinct in human nature.
What you're about to see now was a surprise for a little boy whose dad has been in Iraq.
U.S. Navy Ensign Bill Hawes decided to surprise his 6-year-old son, John, at school.
Vagus nerve fires. It's when your chest kind of expands and you tear up and you get this big rush.
There's this sensation in the throat, a tear comes to your eye, and there's a sort of an elation in your chest, and have this powerful response that creates endorphins, creates the chemicals that we know are evolutionary reinforcers, that evolution likes us to feel this. It gives us a sense of elation.
If we can achieve a technology that allows people to understand each other in a way that's way more way deeper and more intimate than just getting to know somebody.
Yeah, that's the part where I go, that's what's missing in this dialogue. Like maybe it's story, maybe it's like someone going, "Hey, this is my personal experience."
Used for incredible good to bring people together, I think, and then so what's missing in that social media interaction?
And what if some of the things you experience actually aren't so different, aren't so foreign, aren't so disconnected from your interest?
There is a chance for common community between people.
It's all about love. That is the new currency. And the kinder you're going to be, the more sort of you bring your friends into certain projects, you like help another.
It can be done in small groups. It can be done in this room. It can be done in this town.
And the people in the business meeting would say, hey, hang on a second. I know we need profit to survive, but we have a different kind of profitability. We have to think about our neighbors. We have to think about our community, how we're adding a value. Now, let's talk about that.
Kindness is the new currency. Love is the new currency.
Go ahead.
It's a different world. And that's because we've all been talking about self-esteem. But the only person that gets esteemed when you got self-esteem is you esteeming yourself. When you esteem other people, everybody's esteeming you.
Come sarebbe bello se alla crescita delle innovazioni scientifiche e tecnologiche corrispondesse anche una sempre maggiore equità e inclusione sociale.
If we all decide to take care of each other and make the other guy the big shot, then everybody's a big shot. That's right. Instead of everybody's being a little guy feeling like he's got to prove himself.
Come sarebbe bello se, mentre scopriamo nuovi pianeti lontani, riscoprissimo i bisogni del fratello e della sorella che mi orbitano attorno.
When you're enlightened, they say your ego is cosmic ego. Cosmic. You're famous, but you just want to help people, with your fame or whatever you want. It's like it goes like that. I want that. Yeah, there you go. You'll get that.
Quanto più sei potente, quanto più le tue azioni hanno un impatto sulla gente, tanto più sei chiamato a essere umile.
And then you know what? Once we start doing that, our art's going to get better, our music's going to get better. We're all going to start seeing and talking and being more honest with each other.
I think we could this whole world could be a bunch of friends. It sounds crazy, but it can be done.
It can be done. If every person watching this show, I don't want to get too serious, but there are millions and millions of people watching right now, and if every one of you took a minute to reach out to one person you disagree with, someone you like, and have a positive, considerate conversation, not as liberals or conservatives, as Americans, if we would all do that, we could make America great again. We really could. It starts with us.
The question is, what is it that causes cultures to figure out how to live in balance and move into life that is good?
How do we change things? How does anything change? I mean, there too, you do have to look at history and ask yourself, where have things changed and how have they changed? What you see is a building up over time of a consciousness to the point where that consciousness has grasped a large number of people and where they act upon that consciousness.
And really take that one on board
then we'll start fixing things. So it starts with consciousness. It absolutely starts with consciousness and our definition of ourselves.
It's not, what do I get out of this? It's, how do I bring out the good in you?
You have to change your mind. You have to change your perceptions. You change your perceptions, the world changes.
What people need to know in order to recognize their own power is everyday acts and small acts can build up over time into a great movement.
And this is totally possible.